Hi, this is Rich and Chris from Retro Sanctuary. Today we're going to be playing Atic Atac for the ZX Spectrum. The ZX Spectrum was a massively popular computer in Britain, Spain and in Russia. This machine came out about the same time and about the same price range as the ColecoVision in America. And popularity wise, it was maybe about as popular as the Sega Genesis was in the US. So it was a very, very popular games machine here. Now, this game, Atic Atac, is actually made by Ultimate Play the Game. This company became Rareware and then later Rare. So this is one of their first adventure games ever made, and they gained most of their popularity on the Spectrum and built their company there before moving to Nintendo consoles. Let's load up the game.
Did that come out of there?
Yeah, all the sound comes out of it.
It doesn't come out of the TV?
No. It's a bit unfortunate. Usually you'd be able to hear the amazing loading music of the Spectrum if we were loading it through a normal tape deck, but we're using a stereo, so you'd be able to hear the ultimate win that is the Spectrum loading noise. The screech of win.
The screech of win. Oh dear God.
I should probably be trying to explain the gameplay to you whilst this is going on. The aim of the game, you've basically gone into a haunted house, the door's locked behind you. You need to find the 3 pieces of the ACG key in the house, and then get back to the starting screen and then leave, and then you win the game. You've got food, which do not pick up the food constantly. Only pick up the food when you need it, so conserve the food. Yeah. So you've got your food, you've got your ACG key, and there's one more type of key you need to really worry about, which is the normal door keys are different colours. Right, so...
Colour door, colour key. Yeah.
Right, this game has 5 floors on it. Right, it's got the ground floor. Yeah. It's got the first floor above you and the attic above that. It's got a basement below you, and it's got like a caverns beneath the basement, right? So you're in the middle. Yeah. So search the whole floor, then search the next floor, then search the next floor, essentially. So you ready?
Yeah.
Remember, be methodical and don't eat all the food.
That's going to be hard for me. I'm not methodical and I like food. Where am I? Oh, okay.
Try to pick up all of the coloured keys and just open all of the doors, because the doors stay open after you've opened them. Right, walk over to that, and I've got to press the button on this. That's it. The only items you've really got to worry about are the food and the keys, essentially. Because the other items, 4 of them kill like legendary monsters that are in the house. Those legendary monsters are usually invincible. But if you have one of the 4 items, you can use it to kill them. But all of the rest of the items are basically red herrings.
Got a green here.
Oh, you found that's part of the ACG key.
Right, okay.
So make a note of where that is in your head. And
you expect me to remember that?
well, I'll try and remember it. So this was this is the basement floor, isn't it?
Yes.
So there's a part of the key on the basement. When we've seen all 3 parts of the key,
when's the door going to open?
When we've seen all parts of the key, we'll just dump all the coloured keys and then collect those and then be off. I do it that way just because sometimes when you start trying to pick the ACG key up, you have to drop some of the coloured keys because you can only hold 3 things at once. And sometimes you end up having to go back for the coloured keys or whatever. He's a hunchback. He doesn't really do much in the game, to be honest. You can kind of ignore him. Yeah, he does, but you personally can get into that room by using a secret passageway. Yeah. So he doesn't really affect this character at all. Okay. See that secret passageway there? That takes you into his room, and as you can see, it's just a food thing. Food. You're doing reasonably well, actually, I'd say.
Good.
This game, it always seems like it's much more complicated and like hard to follow than it actually is. Yeah. Because you think, where the hell am I going or whatever? But the environment's not actually that big. So really it only takes like an hour or 2 of playing to start to recognise landmarks and stuff.
An hour or 2. Oh, come on, a door, blooming hell.
Adds a bit of tension to the game. He's stuck in these rooms.
Yeah, that's the attention, not annoyance, just tension. What's that?
The spanner. You can use it to kill Frankenstein if you want.
No, I don't want to kill Frankenstein. He's not done anything to harm me. Oh, this room though. Come on, door!
told you, it adds tension.
Attention!
That's it, cool. You got all three of the normal keys. Well, you got the three early coloured keys. There is a fourth coloured key, but you generally get that a bit later. Well, I do anyway. You probably could get it at the beginning if you wanted to.
Who's saying go away?
They're not really that dangerous, those legendary monsters.
They're a bit
are they?
slow.
You can just circle around them. So, I mean, for completeness sake, you might want to kill them or whatever, but
I'm not going to.
generally, there's a piece. So that's two pieces you found now.
Yeah.
So you're doing well.
So this is the basement. No, this is cabins. One's in
Yeah.
basement, one's in cabins.
Yeah. I wonder if we'll be able to have you complete this game. I'm starting to wonder, actually. Oh, you've got all your lives left still.
Yeah, but I'm running low on health now.
Yeah. There's a load of food at least in there. Or not a load.
A load.
Don't go through there.
I need to.
No, the guy's on the other side of the door.
Oh yeah. Whoa! I thought you.
Quick, hurry up and get food before your health runs out.
I was shocked. When you said the guy, I thought you meant it was like Dracula again. I'm gonna die. God damn it!
You need to go and get the yellow key now. So
Where's
go,
that? Down?
Yeah, go down there. It's on this floor. You have to go to the top screens. Go right there, I think. Right, here it is. This is a special area. You've got to fall down that trapdoor.
I have to, yeah.
Yeah. This is quite interesting actually, this section here, because you have to go into a locked room by falling through the floor into this area.
Oh, very clever. Right,
So-
drop my shit. Quickly.
Drop one of your keys.
I can't, you've got to do it.
That's it. Oh wait, you might as well get to at least
What one do I need?
get the red one.
Red one.
That's it. Being linked to the past, there are sections like this where you have two floors above
Yeah,
each
I
other.
remember.
And you drop down into like a...
I remember
an
Link to
area.
the Past very well.
So I thought it's quite an interesting little section there, because if you actually was to draw a map out, that would be above the area that you need to get
Would
to.
it actually?
Yeah, I believe so. You've walked
Oh!
straight into- You still got another life. There's one with 0 on it, right. Let's see if we can get to the attic then. The attic, you've got to go upstairs, you've got the yellow key now. The yellow key is required to access the attic. That's it. You're in the attic.
Okay.
Whew. We got to find the last piece of the attic. Oh! Back up! That could have been the losing move, falling down that trapdoor.
Let's not say that. Oh, my health, my health.
Oh, we're gonna die.
Oh, door!
You can't take that one. Oh, 87%. I thought you was going to do it there.
Your turn.
Right, okay, let's go for it. If you memorise where everything is, you can actually do the game in about 5 minutes. You get like speed runs of people completing the whole thing in 5 minutes.
You dropped the red key.
Yeah, I'll pick up in a second. I'm going to see if I can kill Frankenstein. There you go, he's
You
dead
just
now.
walk into him.
Yeah, well, whilst holding the right iron. Blasted doors.
I'm not sure there is an ACG key down here.
They move around. There's one. This is your mortal enemy here.
He is my mortal enemy.
Nothing in here, is there?
No.
You don't want to walk down there.
No, don't walk down there.
Do it, Chris. Yeah, this is Rare's first proper adventure game, I think, actually. Before this, they were making mainly like single screen arcade games, sort of like
Yeah.
Atari style games, really, like 2600 games.
Mm-hmm.
But with this one, they decided to go for like non-linear environments and like item usage and stuff.
Mm-hmm.
And this game was like huge in the UK as well at the time, 1983, and probably throughout 1984 really, because I think it came out the Christmas of 1983.
Mm-hmm.
You actually started to remember the environments pretty fast actually, didn't you? I think you only really needed like 30 minutes of, didn't you? Right, there's a piece of the key there then, through here.
That's it.
Going to get the last key.
Right, you've got to drop the green one now. Oh, damn, drop the blue.
What's the yellow?
1 sec.
Right,
There, let's go.
So, I better check here just in case there's a piece here. I don't think there is though. The last piece is probably in the attic, I would have thought.
What are you picking up? Is that ACG?
Yep. Yeah, that part in Zelda I was just thinking of was this one with loads of puzzles with different floors on there. Oh.
Is that the where you pick up the moon pearl?
It might be actually, yeah.
Yeah.
There's just holes in the ground.
You've
got to drop so that you land on a space that's usually, usually.
But then
can't
you can
get
step
there.
on a star, which would move the holes.
Oh yeah,
So,
yeah. Get
that's
back.
definitely the moon pearl dungeon. There's the second piece.
Right, so we need to get to the caverns now. Yeah, there's quite a lot of colour clash on this game. That's something that happened with a lot of Spectrum
Can you
games.
drop down there? That must
Yeah, we can actually.
Yeah.
Because it can only do 2 colours per 8x8 square. If you have a third colour, then it basically glitches the colour
Yeah.
to something else. Someone made a kind of a knockoff of this game later on called Wizard's Lair. It's very similar, the graphic style, but the Wizard's Lair has virtually no clash in it at all. Because he's just been careful of where he's placing all the different colours essentially.
Yeah.
But you can kind of forgive this game because it's quite an early Spectrum release.
Exactly.
You know?
That's not even arranged right. Come on, sir.
Yeah, I've got to redo that.
Do you have to arrange the key correctly to get out? Oh,
The
that's
first time I nearly completed this game, I couldn't actually arrange the keys in time, and then I just died. Like constantly trying to press the the symbol shift button.
Right, arrange it. Yeah! Huzzah! Only 83%, only 89%.
Yeah, I think you have to get all the doors. It's quite interesting actually because that percentage is something that Rare did like for years, where you'd have like the game, you complete the game and it'd say, oh, it was only this percentage complete.
So what did you think of it then, Rich?
Well, I've been looking at the sort of games that were around for that time, and I'd say the benchmarks are probably games like Gateway to Apshai and Wizard of War on the Commodore 64.
Yeah.
They came out around the same time. And there was a game Venture on the ColecoVision. Now, that came out a year earlier, but it was still a major game on the ColecoVision at the time. So if we compare this to those, I think it actually compares very favourably to them.
Very favourably. This feels far more rapid and more responsive than
Yeah,
anything I've seen there.
That is one of the things that you notice with this in comparison to a lot of other games from the same period, is just how fast and responsive the game is. The character moves quickly, it's animated reasonably, there's a lot of sprites on the screen moving around a lot of the time as well. Obviously there's a lot of ugly colour clash in the game around. A lot of other systems at the time didn't have colour clash. The graphics are detailed, you know. The characters actually have some personality.
You can see faces, you can see them little plodding along, little legs going. I mean, it's a very basic sprite, but it's a nice sprite nonetheless. It's not a stickman.
Yeah, a lot of the time in games like Gateway to Apshai, they're focusing on trying to get a tarantula looking like a tarantula and a person kind of looking like a person. They're just trying to get it to sort of resemble what it's supposed to be. Whereas there's some art design going on in this game. You might watch this and think that's a very short game, but the thing is that for the first good few hours, you'll be learning the layouts, learning where the items are positioned, and working out how to use them, you know. And on top of that, the 3 characters have different secret passageways, so they slightly change the layouts. So after you've completed one with one character, you can try it with the other 2.
Building on what you've just said as well, you get the end game completion, the percentage that tells you how much you've got, so then that'll give you another element of replayability.
I'm surprised at how well you did there though, actually. Most people have serious problems working out anything in this. They just wander around aimlessly and then give up after about 5 minutes, I think.
He doesn't give me enough credit. He never does, never has done, never will.
It's because I gave you so much good advice, that was what it was.
That's what it was. Good advice. So what would you give it out of 5 then?
I'm going to give it a full score of 5 because I think it just stands up to all of the other 5-star games that people talk about from the time. So if it's amongst the best, then I have to give it the highest score, you know.
Yep, I would agree to an extent. I haven't played it enough to give it a 5. I reckon if I did, then I probably would. But at this point in time, from what I played, I'm going to give it a 4 because yeah, it was extremely enjoyable. But saying a 5, you're saying it's perfect, it's done, it's you can't get better than. Whereas I don't think I have enough experience to say that it can't get better than.
Yeah, like I said though, the games I'm comparing, they're benchmarks for the time. Those are some of the highest rated games on Commodore. during the period, including in America and stuff.
So this doesn't do too badly at all.
I would say that this may well be a benchmark in itself, you know. And when you look at something like Gateway to Apshai, that's more like an action RPG. You know, you have like all the elements with experience points, and you might change your weapons. But this feels more like a precursor to games like Zelda in some way, where it's very much more focused on action and using items in simple puzzles, you know.
Yeah, the puzzles
and floors. Yeah. So that's quite an interesting point to make, I think.
Okay, that's it for this week. We really enjoyed Atic Atac. What are your final thoughts on it, this Rich?
Yeah, well, it was a major game for the time, wasn't it? You know, this is just an important release in the history of British gaming. It was another game that helped launch Rare, the company that would become Rare, into the stratosphere and sent them Nintendo's way. You know.
Without this, we couldn't have had Donkey Kong Country. We couldn't have had a lot of the other important Rare games that came along.
Yeah. Banjo-Kazooie, GoldenEye.
GoldenEye.
Yeah.
Who could live without GoldenEye? Anyway, so that's a wrap for this week. We'll see you next week with a new game. Take care.
See ya.